Hello everyone, we're going to go ahead and tie a standard Adams today, and we're going to be tying this on a size 14 hook. So with black thread, I'm going to get started here near the front and I'm going to work my way to the back. And once I get to right before the bend of the hook, I'm going to go ahead and trim out my excess thread. Okay, for our tail, we're going to do a barred grizzly tail. And what I like to use is I'll get into my saddles and I'll look for kind of the longer hackles that I won't use on dry flies. And I'm going to select some of these fibers. And I like to just kind of stand them up to where they're even, about there, and pull them off. And if you do that right, they're all going to kind of line up nice for a tail. And what we're looking for is half the length of the shank for the tail. So right about this length would be about half the length of the shank. So we'll take and put it right where our thread is, pinch it down with our other hand, and then we're going to go ahead and tie in those barbs. And that makes our tail. You can take and wrap these barbs down all the way towards the front to where our hackle will begin, which will be right about here. The reason for that, well, it builds the body up a little bit. We use a little less dubbing. It secures the barbs better. It's just an option for you, but it's not essential. Work our thread back to the back. And we're going to be using gray dubbing on an Adams, and there's a lot of different variations for Adams, a lot of different colors, anywhere from blacks to purples to anything you can really imagine. We want kind of a tapered body. So we're going to be smaller at the back where the tail is and a little bit wider up near the front where the thorax is. We're going to get our fingers wet. We're going to get a little bit of our dubbing here, and then we're going to roll it to our thread. And we don't want a really chunky dubbing rope. We want it fairly slender. You can always put more wraps in with dubbing, but if you make your rope too big, it's pretty difficult to get the size down at that point. We're going to use about this much. And we'll slide this right to where it starts on the hook. As we start our wraps, we want to make sure we start laying dubbing down, and we start small at the back, and as we work forward, we can start to stack some of that dubbing on top of itself and build some of that taper in, just like that. So you can see here at the back, it's just a little bit skinnier than what it is up here at the front. We're then going to take a piece of our grizzly saddle and we're going to string this out a little bit. We'll palmer the feather and we're going to strip just a little bit off the end here for tying in. Once we've done that, we're going to take and tie in that piece of the vein nice and secure, and work your way almost to the eye. We don't want to crowd the eye, we want to avoid that, so leave it just a teeny bit back so you have some room. Then we're going to take and start wrapping our hackle. And as we wrap our hackle, we want to be moving forward slowly, getting the amount of hackle in that we would like. Generally, and it depends on your saddles, it depends on your feathers, you know, you're looking at anywhere from 5 to, it could be as many as 12 or 14 wraps, depending on your feather, depending on the size of the Adams. Once we're all the way forward, we tie the feather in, and then we need to very carefully just cut out the extra part of our feather. And if you trapped some of those fibers there, right now is not a bad time to just clean those out real quick. From there, we're going to take and whip finish. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and off. And just like that, we have tied the Adams. And you'll notice that we went without the wings. Anybody that's tied Adams before, it's not extremely necessary that we have those wings in there. It does make the fly pretty, but it does not make it, in my opinion anyways, any more effective at catching fish. So you'll end up with a pattern that looks like this. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.